Hi everybody, Judy Tuttle here from Tuttle Up Stamping. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Midland, Texas, and I'm so excited today to show you our Reindeer Day suite and three cool cards that I have made from it. One of them is a really new fun fold to me anyway, and so maybe you will enjoy that fun fold as well. I Before I forget, I'm going to come here and turn off my notifications on my phone so that we don't get interrupted. Okay. There we go. All right. Hopefully we have everything set up the way that good. So now I'm on do not disturb, so nobody should be calling me and interrupting. Sometimes that messes up the feed out to all of you guys. How is everyone today? Man, I tell you what, Midland, Texas has beautiful weather. We're in the 80s, sunshine, not a cloud in the sky, great day. To be outside, but of course I'm in my craft room, having fun playing with ink and paper like I do every day. When you come on, please let me know you're here. You might add where you're from. It's surprising sometimes how people meet each other here on my Facebook Lives by finding out they live near each other, and there's some great connections that come from my Facebook Lives and my stamping business as a whole. So the reason I do what I do, my why, is that I really like to bring people into community together and enjoy the love of stamping, crafting, paper crafting, ink and paper. Join my party. Let me know you're here, and I will get started here in just a second talking to you about all the fun things that I have coming up. First of all, if your name is Janice Fossey Ware, you won the three cards from last week's Facebook Live, Janice Fossey Ware. And these are the three cards I made using the Happiest Days stamp set and the Full of Life Designer Series paper. Thank you to everyone who purchased, made a purchase in my online store so you could get this kit for free. Those kits will be going out in the next day or so. And then here's the last one. Aren't they fun? But Janice, you're the lucky winner. So you get the cards in the mail this week. Be sure to PM me, Janice, your mailing address so that I can send those cards out to you. All right, so I have some things coming up, of course, and some of you know about these things. First of all, I have a breast cancer fundraiser going on right now. To me, this is the most important thing I have going on this month. You can purchase a card kit that makes 8 cards, complete with a PDF, all the parts you need, the embellishments, the ephemera pack, which just means images, die-cut images. For the cost of that kit, you will be able to help me give a $10 donations to the Susan G. Komen Foundation for Breast Cancer Research. You have two options. You have a non-stamping option, which is what is shown there in the picture, or there's a stamp set that you can add on, and I will also do a PDF for stamping options. So please consider helping me with that. Hopefully you have been listening to some of the testimonials from my friends who are breast cancer survivors and telling their stories. They're always very touching. And I think it's good for us to know that there are real people behind this fundraiser. So please think about coming alongside me and joining me in my breast cancer fundraiser efforts. I offer 2 ways that you can stamp with me. You can come in person to Midland, Texas, or I'm doing a Zoom night and we can all make our cards together. That will be fun as well. Community, right? That's what's important to me. All right. Next, a September craft along is coming up, and tomorrow is the last day to reserve your craft along kit. And I'm going to take off this graphic real quick and show you what you get. Okay. So you will get a card kit, that includes a half a pack of the new Royal Regal Winter DSP. Beautiful jewel tones in this paper. That's wild wheat. This is cherry cobbler. We've got some pretty peacock in there. We definitely have some blackberry bliss and beautiful colors, right? So here we go. Blueberry bushel in there. So just some beautiful purples, jewel tones, right? And I am designing 3 cards and a 3D gift item that you can make with me. The day of the craft along is September 30th. I will be making these cards right here in my Facebook Live. So you get a half a pack of paper. You get the embellishments that are part of the Regal Winter suite here, which are these right here. They are very pretty. Hi, Sherry. Thanks for letting me know you're here. I appreciate that. Regal foiled back adhesive dots. Look perfect with that. You get a whole full package of this, and you'll get a full roll of our Blackberry Bliss gold and gold ribbon. This is just so pretty. Here, let me show it. It has that gold edge to it, okay? So tomorrow, September 10th, is the last day that you can reserve your craft along kit. You get all of this, plus you get everything cut and ready to go. 3 cards, a 3D item, and including the gift that goes in the 3D item. So it's a great deal. I love for you guys to craft along with me. But to reserve this, you need to do it by September. You need to do it by tomorrow so that I can order the merchandise, get it packed up, cut, and out to you so that you can join me on September 30th. Okay? So that is coming up soon. The next thing that is coming up soon, let me get rid of that one, is my Fall Super Saturday Retreat. It is on September 28th. You have about another week and a half to register for that. And I will put the link, you guys, to all of these events in the description of this video after it's over, okay? So you can click on the description of this video and I will have the link to my breast cancer fundraiser, to the Craft Along event, to my Fall Super Saturday event. All of those are awesome things coming up that I would love for you to come alongside and be a part of. Hi, Linda Verts. Nice to have you here today. I'm glad you're joining us. Okay, so let me get rid of that. I'm going to tell you, okay, so I'm a part of this fun, my friend Melissa Faust. I don't know if you guys have met her. She always has the nastiest grid paper. So she's doing a contest this month of who has the nastiest grid paper by the end of the month. So I'm going to keep crafting on this nasty grid paper and see if I win her little contest. Okay, so here we go. This is what I am doing today for my online card class to go. I don't know if you guys fell in love with this immediately like I did, but this is called the Reindeer Days Sweet Collection. And here it is. It's on pages 26 and 27 of the holiday catalog. I will forever call it the holiday catalog. They now call it the September to December mini catalog. But it's always been known for the holidays, right? And I'm going to make 3 cards with you today using this suite. I just want to point out to you where it is in the catalog and what's going on there. You can get today's card class for any purchase of $35 or more in my online store. And if you decide to spend more than $50, I'll throw in a package of embellishments for you. Okay, so the peppermints are sold out right now, but I'm not only using peppermints today, I'm also using iridescent dots, and so I'll be able to add a package of embellishments for you as well. Yay, Sue's here. Yay, thanks, Sue. Okay, Sue, I think you're gonna love the cards today. So here is the real life pictures of the things in this suite. This paper is just so fun. Some of these designs can be cut out with the dies. So I cut it in half just to make it easier to show you. So one paper has these fun reindeer. The back side has these presents. This one has the reindeer heads and some trees and some cardinals on there, super fun candy canes. The back side is a holly berry design. This is a fun reindeer kind of flying in the sky. The back side is some Christmas lights. Here's another forest scene with a bunch of reindeer and Christmas trees. Super cute. The back side is this plaid design here. We have this smaller, here we go. I thought I had lost you guys. This smaller kind of forest design with the deer. And then the back side are these smaller trees. And then this one is reindeer kind of in a snowy scene with some, I think this is so cute that the snowman kind of looks like a reindeer. I think that's really cute. And then the back side of that are these bells. So anyway, I hope am I skipping online when you guys are watching me, or is it very clear? Yay, Donna, thanks for being here today. I think you're the one that's from Iowa that moved to Texas. Am I correct in that? Maybe I haven't told you, but my son and daughter-in-law live in Iowa City, and we just moved here from Lincoln, Nebraska like a year ago. So these are the peppermint embellishments that are a part of the suite, and they are so cute and so popular that they've sold out, but they'll be back next week. So do not be discouraged in that. I knew they would because they're just so adorable. There's also this fun plaid embossing folder. Festive plaid is what it's called. We're going to be using that today. And here's the stamp set. I love the sentiments and the images, obviously, in this. And yes, Sue, I believe it's Donna that moved to Texas from Iowa. So see, that's why it's good for you guys to say where you're from, because that's where connections happen. And then here are the dies. You guys, these are so fun. You've got some embossed pieces here that make packages. You've got die cuts for the deer. You got this deer head that you're going to see layer, so much fun. You got some holly, some berries, some ribbons, just amazing die set. Some bells here. So I'm excited to get started with you on my cards today. And remember, you can get a kit that makes each of these cards with any order of $35 or more in my online store. So let me pull out my pieces. I think I'm going to start with the simplest one. Let me grab my ink pads out of here and some embellishments, all of this stuff here. Okay, so we're going to start with this card right here. This is just a super simple one that uses the DSP and those holly and the berries. And then this is what we're going to do on the inside. It's super fun. Okay, so we are starting with, let me pull out all my pieces. I've die cut a bunch of these pieces ahead of time so that it won't take quite as long to put together. So we're going to start with this pecan pie cardstock that is cut 5.5 by 8.5 and then scored down the middle at 4 1/4. And I accidentally went and put together this. I don't know why I did that. But it was a basic white piece of cardstock cut 4 by 5 1/4, and I added some DSP to the top. It's the one with the reindeer and the snowman in the snow, cut 3 3/4 by 5. Okay, I'm going to adhere this panel to the front right here of my card base. There we go. I'm going to put it on right like that. There we go. Now, I also have a piece of, in the catalog, it's kind of hard to see, but we have red and green glimmer paper, real red, garden green. I'm using the real red, and this one is cut 2.5 by 4. Okay, 2.5 by 4. And then I cut a piece of basic white and went ahead and embossed it with that plaid embossing folder. I am loving this embossing folder. Isn't it fun? And it's cut 2 1/4 by 3 3/4. So I'm going to add some liquid glue. I'm going to tell you guys, if you are gluing on top of glimmer paper, best to use liquid glue. And I don't know why this happens to me. Every time here we go. There we go. I wasn't being patient enough. Okay, so I'm adding some liquid glue. I have found that it's best to use liquid glue when trying to adhere cardstock to glimmer paper. Okay, so I'm going to press that down a little bit there. Make sure it's all adhered straight and correctly. There we go. And sometimes I like to add something to the top, like a block, just to kind of hold it down, make sure it secures really well. And I just moved it again. Here we go. See, so you need to just be patient with it. And I'm going to put the block on top, and we're going to come back to that. Okay. All right. Now, I have cut 3 of these holly leaves. They're so fun. Can you see the embossing in it? It's so fun. And 3 red. So this is out of garden green, and these 3 berries are real red. And I'm just going to add a dot of glue to the back of the holly berries. And I'm just going to adhere them to the center of each of those holly leaves. These dies in this suite are just really incredible. They really are. Can't go wrong with it. Okay, little dot of glue on there. Hi Cindy, thanks for joining us, and thanks for sharing my video out. Okay, so there we go. There's the holly. Now that I have the holly adhered to each other, this is now, see, I can't move it now. It's solid. It's on there. I'm going to add a holly berry to this corner up here, and I'm going to add one down here in the bottom left. So upper right, bottom left. I'm going to add some liquid glue. It's just going to lay flat, and it's going to go right here. And another one, boop, is going to go. I bet my grid paper will be good and nasty. I don't know if it'll win Melissa's contest, but I'm going to give it a good shot. Okay, so there we go. Now, I'm going to take my, let me grab it here, my real red baker's twine. I'm going to wrap it around my fingers 2 or 3 times here, like that. And I'm just going to twist it and adhere it right here in the center of this rectangle, right here, with a piece of tear and tape. I've been watching some reels on. Do you guys get sucked into those reels on Facebook? I get sucked into them all the time, especially the cooking ones or the cake decorating ones. And it's so funny, the cooking ones, they always say, now we're going to bring in our brown sugar. It just, I don't know why. When they say that, it always kind of makes me laugh. We're going to bring in our brown sugar. Um, like it's making a grand entrance into the video. Okay, so I don't know. That might get annoying if I say that to you guys. But now I'm going to bring in my Merry Christmas stamp, and I have a piece of basic white that's basically a 1/2 inch wide. It's going to be too long, but you guys know me. I always love to do it a little bit longer than is needed. And I'm going to use my garden green ink pad, and I'm going to stamp Merry Christmas right on the inside of that strip. Now I have a fun fold coming up, and voila, beautiful. Another fun card that has lots of die cuts on it. So I think you're going to love them both. This is the simplest of my 3. So now I'm just going to take the ends and diagonal cut it right like that. Nothing fancy. And this is going to go right across the front of the card, right like that little panel. Okay. So I'm going to grab some, going to bring in some dimensionals. Yeah, that's going to get old, isn't it? You guys are going to go, oh, she keeps saying that. I'm going to have to, you know what? We got to have a little fun with this, right? Okay, so I put 2 dimensionals right there on either side. Would it be helpful? I wonder if I zoomed in a little bit for you guys. Let's see. There we go. Okay, and then I'm just going to place my Merry Christmas right across it, right there. Okay, so there's my little baker's twine, Merry Christmas, my holly berries, and I'm going to grab these peppermints here. I know, Jenny, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. My friend Jenny is here visiting. She's actually in the other room making these comments, which is fun. But I think I'm gonna put her to work while she's here. Have her help me cut some paper and ink, and help me, well, she's not going to cut the ink, but help me organize some of my classes while she's here. She's working today, so couldn't put her to work yet, but I think I'm gonna pretty soon, and she's more than willing. Okay, so this is going to go right on the front of the card right here. I'm going to use dimensionals on the back. She knew what she was getting into when she said she was going to come visit. It's not a surprise that she's going to help me. This is what we used to do when I lived in Lincoln. Jenny was just such a great support to me in my Stampin' Up! Business, and I've loved having her here. And my other Midland demonstrator friend, Brenda, is going to come over tonight too, and we're going to have fun cutting and stamping and enjoying each other's company. Building community, right? It's what Tuttle Up stands for. I'm sure you guys have heard that story. To me, it stands for, Tuttle Up means let's get together and let's have fun together. So, okay, so there we go. Merry Christmas. I like how those deer and that snowman are just kind of peeking out from underneath here. And then here we go, the inside of the card, and I think I just realized I need a panel of basic white, so let me grab one here. I'm going to cut this panel 4 by 5 1/4. I'm going to grab, this is what I love about this paper trimmer. It's just so easy just to pull out of the drawer and quickly cut our panels that we need. There we go. Now, for the inside of this card, I put this holly berry right here in the corner. You know, bring in, you know me, bring in the outside to the inside. And then we have this stamp right here that says, "May all of your days be full of cheer." I had to use this big block because I already have things all attached to my smaller ones. I'm going to grab my real red, and we're going to hope this block doesn't mess up my stamping. I think it'll be fine. I'm an expert, so don't do this at home. No, I'm just kidding. Really, it's best to use a block that is very close to the same size as your ink pad, but I have been doing this a while, so there we go. Now I'm just gonna glue this to the bottom right corner. There we go. And I'll adhere this to the inside of the card, and we will be done with card number 1. There we go. Do you guys like that one? Super simple. I wanted to show you a card where you didn't have to do a ton of die cutting to make it super cute. So this is the simplest of all of them. You know what? Why don't I get rid of all these layers that I have on top here, and maybe we'll have a little more room for you to see things. There we go. Card number 1. Give me some hearts or thumbs up if you enjoyed that one. You know, sometimes we make things too hard, so sometimes it's nice to have a nice simple design and give you some other uses for these dies. Okay, so the next one is so fun. I can't wait to show it. Look at this one. How cute is this? You guys, this die set is just so much fun to play with. You're gonna love it. And don't you love how the packages are embossed, and this deer, just wait to see how cute that deer comes together. And then there's the inside of our card that we're gonna make, okay? So I'm gonna get some other things out of the way here. So I have plenty of room here for us. Okay, so here's my next card, and I just untied my little bow on my tag here. It's okay, I can tie it back. There we go. Okay, so we are going to start with grab all my pieces out of here. I'm going to move that over to the side. Okay, so we have garden green. We have a panel of garden green that is cut 4 1/4 by 11, and another panel of garden green that is cut 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. I'm going to move those off to the side there, okay? So what I'm going to do with this panel that's 4 by 5 1/4 is that I'm going to start by taking this circle with the pine boughs on it, and I'm going to run it through the die cutting machine first, okay? So let me grab my Post-it note tape. I have my die cutting machine right here off to the side of the camera, and I'm going to tape it where I want it, which is going to be about right there, about 3/4 of an inch off the top edge. And I'm going to tape it in place so it stays in place. Off camera here, I have my Stampin', Cut, and Die and Emboss machine. And I'm going to run it through. And this is so cool, you guys. It is going to create, let me pull this off right here. It creates this really fun circle die cut that has these pine boughs kind of hanging off the sides here. I can pick all those little chads out of there pretty easily, and that alone would be cute, right? You don't have to do the next step I'm going to do, although I think it definitely kicks it up a notch. So now that I've die cut that out, I am going to emboss it with that plaid embossing folder, okay? So you put that die back, grab that plaid embossing folder. I'm gonna lay this right here on the inside. Isn't it so cute? I know, Cindy, they are so cute. Okay, so here we go. And I am going to run it through. And now when I run it through my embossing folder, I'm just using my number 1 plate and then the number 4 plate, because this is a 3D embossing folder. So I'm layering it right like that. I'm layering my embossing folder between my 1 and my 4. Going over here to my machine, I'm gonna run it through and let the magic happen. And voila, there we go. Isn't that so fun? All right, put that off to the side with these pieces. I'm going to need this panel back, so I'm going to put that back on my machine because it's ready to go. All right, so this is going to go on the front of my card, but I have cut a piece of designer series paper from my paper pack that is 3 1/4 by 3 1/4, okay? And this is the one that has the deer and the forest in the background, okay? So this is going to go right here on, and let me make sure I have the width of that correct. Yep, I do. It's going to go right here on my card front, and I want it so that when I put this on top, see how that little forest scene is going to peek through there? I might even want to go down just a little bit like that, okay? So I'm going to add this to my card. And you know, I could have used this side too. Either one of them would be great, but I kind of like those deer and that blue showing through the background. So I'm just adding some seal to the back, and I'm going to add this right here on my card front. And then this piece, see how cute that is? Oh my gosh, I'm gonna pop it up. I'm gonna use lots of dimensionals on the back here. I had so much fun with this. I thought with all the dies that this might get kind of overwhelming, but it really isn't, you guys. It just makes the cute cards come together so quickly. And then you see I'm using a lot of them because I really want this panel to pop up on my page, okay? Especially right around the circle part here, the pine bough part. I want it to really pop up. So I'm going to pull all these dimensionals off. Well, you're going to love all of them, Cindy. They are all super fun. And I'm not saying that to be braggadocious. I'm just saying that's what I love about this suite is that the Stampin' Up! Concept artist that created it just did such a great job with this one. Okay, so there we go. There's my little pine scene over my deer right there. Isn't that fun? Okay, now I've cut my deer pieces, and this is so much fun because you have 3 different dies here. One of the dies just cuts like this with the antlers on top. One of them cuts the ears and kind of the body, and the other one is the detail that on top. Now, when I saw this, I thought, how do they get those eyes and that nose to be darker? Like, how do they do that? It's so simple, you guys. We're going to take this middle piece, the lightest one, and we're going to add some glue to the back of it. And I love how the ears have that little bit of die cutting. Isn't that fun? And I'm just going to place this right on top, lining up those sides. And best to use liquid glue here so that you have a little wiggle room, right? So did you see how I was able to just straighten that all up really quickly there. And that's what it looks like, okay? When you add that second layer to it. Isn't that fun? Okay, now this layer is going to go on top. And you're going to see the magic happen here. I don't know, maybe I'm simple-minded, but I thought this was really cool. When you add this on, I think it's just brilliant how they designed this. Look at how cute that becomes. So those eyes and that nose just pop right through from that bottom layer and just gives this so much dimension. Isn't that super fun? Show me some love if you think that's fun. I think that's adorable. So I'm going to add some dimensionals to the back of this one. Whoop. There we go. I'm going to leave it a little room here at the bottom to tuck it into my circle. And so here are my dies. The deer head dies, and it looks hard, but it was really so simple. So cute. Okay, so that's just going to tuck under there, and it's going to look like, maybe I'm going to move him here a little bit so that other deer kind of pops out from the back. And there we go. It looks like the deer is like staring into the camera, right? Super cute. All right, and then one more thing for the deer. I cut one of the little bows out of Real Red, and I'm just going to put a dot of glue right there in the center, and I'm going to pop this on. And I specifically did not want adhesive over everything because, look, I want that bow to kind of overlap that circle right like that. Isn't that cute? Okay, now we have some packages. I cut one of the packages with a diagonal stripe die, and this is Pool Party, and this one is Granny Apple Green, and it kind of makes little polka dots on it. Isn't that cute? And then I have a couple of bows, one in Pool Party and one in Real Red. So for this one, I'm going to stand him up this way, this package. And I'm going to put some glue on the crosshair part of the ribbon. And that's going to get attached right over that Pool Party package to create a little Christmas gift with a bow on top. Right there. Cute. And then this one is going to go flat right here on this side of our deer. And then this one is going to go kind of horizontally, and the bow is going to attach in this direction right here. There we go. And look at the detail in that. Isn't that fun? Okay, so this one I'm going to glue to this other side here. Right there. Super cute, right? Now I have a piece of basic white that is 1 inch by 4 1/4 inches right here. And I'm going to stamp in Real Red. May all your days be full of cheer. Move that out of the way. May all your days be full of cheer. There we go. And then I'm pulling in my dies that are the Greetings for All Seasons dies. Is that what? Greetings of the Season die. And I'm pulling this one that looks like a long flag. Now you're going to see that, oh, in this case it does fit. My other piece I had, it didn't fit. But I'm going to have to cut it down anyway, or else it won't fit on the front of my card. You'll see that in just a second. So I'm going to go like this, move it this way, center that. And so these labels are super cool. greetings of the season. A whole bunch of like label dies. They all have a little hole in them, which if you don't want to put a ribbon through it, you can easily put an embellishment on top. You guys have seen me do that before. And here we go. And it just die cuts it out beautifully, right like that. Okay, so I need to cut this down a little bit, or else you see it's going to go off the edge of the card. So I'm just going to grab my detailed scissors and just cut this banner a little bit shorter right here. There we go. So now that is going to fit right there on the front of my card. Isn't that adorable? Okay. That might be obnoxious, but I really do think it's adorable. So here we go. Gonna bring in that real red and white baker's twine that is a part of this suite, and that's probably way too much there, but it's okay. And I'm gonna thread it through this hole. And just tie it in a bow here on the end. Oh yeah, it's way too long, but it's okay. Maybe I'll shorten it a little bit here. If you don't like to thread it through, you could also just, there we go, make a bow, a standalone bow, and just glue it on top. I think it's kind of cool how it threads through. So that's what I'm doing. Here we go. And now this one's going to get popped right up here on the front of our card. I'm going to add some dimensionals to the back of that. Isn't he cute? Do you guys love this deer popping out from that little forest scene in the back there? Okay, so here's my dimensionals. I'm going to pull those off and pop this up. And then I have some cute little iridescent gems that I'm going to add to the top of the card here at the very end. There we go. How cute is that? All right, and really not very hard, right? Okay, here's my basic white panel for the inside. And I'm going to start with my bells here. I'm going to put some bells in the top left corner. There we go. I'm going to stamp Merry Christmas. Yep, that's okay. Right here. Cute. And I love stamping. Can you guys tell that? So fun. Okay, and then I love to watch the magic happen when it all kind of comes together. Our tree, our pine tree, Christmas tree is going to go right here next to the Merry Christmas. I'm going to add this to the inside. Add some gems to the front, and then card number 2 will be complete. How cute is that? And the gems I'm using on this one are these iridescent faceted gems. They're called iridescent faceted gems. I thought I had a package already open. Let me see here. Before I open a new one, make sure I don't have it hidden away in here somewhere. Here we go. I knew I did. So these gems are definitely still currently available, and it is what you'll get if you want to get this card class to go. Can't put peppermints in because I can't order them right now. So. And here we go. I'm going to put this one kind of right over here on this side right there. That is card number 2. Do you guys love that? Isn't that so fun? Who wouldn't just feel very loved if they got this card in the mail? I would. I would be like, wow, that person really put a lot of effort into making that beautiful Christmas card for me. They didn't just go to Hallmark and buy me a card. They made it themselves, right? And you can't get cards like this at Hallmark. That is for sure. Okay, so put those over there, and we're going to start on our next card, and I think you guys are going to love this one. I hope you love it as much as I do, because I am obsessed with it. So this is a new fold that I just learned yesterday. It's called a double gatefold, and it opens like that. Isn't that cute? Woo! Magic, isn't it? They can set it up on their desk, which you guys know I love those kind of cards, right? Where people can show off your artwork that you made for them. So super fun. So I'm going to tell you how we put this together. Here we go. We are going to start with, and I'll give you a chance. The first one's super easy. A real red panel that is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Okay, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And to the sides of this panel, I've cut 2 pieces of designer scissors paper. You know what? I just need to pull everything out here. In that plaid design. Okay, super cute. So I'm going to add one of these. These are both 1 1/8 by 5 1/4. 1 1/8 by 5 1/4. Okay, so I'm going to add this, some adhesive, 2 of the same ones, and they're both going to go right here on either side of this red panel right there. So one right there, and one over here on this other side. 1 1/8 by 5 1/4, or the size of those DSP panels, okay? On either side of a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 piece of real red, okay? Now, I have another piece of real red, and this is what's going to make that gatefold. It is cut, and I'll hold it up here so you can take a picture of it if you want, 5 1/2 by 7 1/4, and I've scored the long side, the 7 1/4 side, at 1 3/8, 2 1/2, 4 3/4, and 5 7/8. Okay, I'll hold that there for just one more second if you want to write it down or take a quick screenshot of it. All right, so I'm going to pull this down. And we want the sides here, I'm going to grab my bone folder, to fold in and then back on themselves like that. Fold back. Okay, you can do the same thing here. Fold it in and fold it back on itself right like that. And then it meets in the middle with a little fold right like that. Okay. Now, I've cut 2 more panels of DSP. Same size, 1 1/8 by 5 1/4. And this time I'm using that Christmas light pattern. And this time it's important to make sure the lights are both going down, okay, in the same direction. So I'm going to add some adhesive to the back side of this. And this is going to go on either side of these front gatefolds right here. Right there. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this other side. There we go. Pretty cool, huh? Use my bone folder, get a good crease again with that. Okay, now for the inside of the card, you're going to need a piece of basic white that is 2 by 5 1/4. Okay, 2 by 5 1/4. And at the top of this, we're going to stamp the words, Christmas is better together. And I'm doing that in garden green. You know, there's so many things I love in the holiday catalog that I have to start showing you these Christmas sweets pretty early because there are so many cool ones. And if I'm going to get them all in before Christmas, we need, that was almost a disaster, but it wasn't. We need to start using them right away. So here we go. We're on the way to count down to Christmas. All right, so let me talk to you guys real quick about my email list. The best way to know and to get links of everything that I'm doing in my Stampin' Up! Business is to be a part of my email list. And every Tuesday morning, I do one email that just has everything in it, which some people think are kind of overwhelming, but it's a lot going on, right? And then the next one is, the next one or two I send out are individual links for individual events, okay? So more, what do I want to say? Individual event focus. So my Tuesday newsletter is all about everything that is going on, and then the emails that go out after that are specific to certain events. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm taking this card base and I'm centering it on my grid line here, my center grid line, because I want to adhere this to the front, and I want this seam in the middle here to go right along that center line right there, okay? So again, I would highly recommend using liquid glue so that you have a little bit of wiggle room to get this adhered straight. There we go. And I'm going to move this around. I'm going to line it up with that center grid line there. Let me pull it over a little bit. Pound it, stack it, make sure it is going the right direction right there. There we go. So there is basically the mechanism to make that gatefold. I'm going to move that over there. And now we're going to work on the front panel of our card. So I have a piece of real red that's 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. And I have a piece of basic white that is 3 by 4. Okay. In the center here of this, pull out my blends, I'm going to take some Pool Party ink and I'm going to brush on some Pool Party right in the center of this panel. So I'm going to take my blender brush, roll it in my ink right like that, kind of start off to the side and kind of ease it in to, I need a lot more ink than that. So here, let me pull it from the ends. There we go. And it's going to create kind of a snowy sky in the background right here. And then I'm grabbing my snowflakes and I'm just stamping some snowflakes randomly here in the background. I'm twisting and turning so that they all don't look the same. Maybe one more kind of up there. There we go. Okay. Now I've cut a piece of the DSP and I'm using these little trees right here. And this is 1 inch wide and probably 3 1/4 inches long, but I'm going to adhere it here to the bottom. And then I'm going to cut off the excess, okay? So you guys know I always like to have it a little bit longer. It's easier for me to put it on and then cut off the ends if I need to. There we go. I'm going to cut off the excess right here, even with the side of that. There we go. All right, so one more thing before I add this panel to the top of my, is I'm going to stamp Merry Christmas in real red right there at the top. Tap, tap, tap in real red. I'm going to, there we go, make sure it's inking up well, and stamp Merry Christmas right there at the top. Okay. Now all I have is my deer and the little scarf around its neck. So I'm grabbing that real red and I'm going to stamp on a scrapped sheet of paper the scarf or the ribbon that's going to go around the deer's neck right there in real red. And then in Memento black ink, I'm going to stamp my deer. There we go. Now what I used to color my deer with are just two colors. I used dark and light pecan pie, and I'm using the ivory. I use the ivory a lot, you guys. That would be something good to invest in if you don't have it already. Okay, so I'm using my light pecan pie first. You guys know how I do it. I always like to do the light first. Then I add the dark to add some shading. So I'm pretty sure we're going to have a great join special in October. I already have some people who want to join my team. You don't really need to wait. The starter kit is a good deal no matter when you join. I think in October they'll have some kind of deal, and I do not know what the deal is. Everybody always feels like I'm holding out on them. Trust me, if I knew, I'd tell you. But I don't know. So, but it'll either be where the starter kit is discounted a little bit, or that you can get more stuff than normal. So normally it's $99 and you get $125 worth of product. Okay, so now I'm taking that ivory and I'm just putting it in the inside of the ear and the little bush on the bottom of his tail here. All right, cute, huh? How cute is that? So I'm going to grab my dies. And we don't have a die for the scarf, so I'm going to have to fussy cut that out, but it's little, won't take long. I don't want to hear any whining about having to fussy cut. I'm one of those weirdos that loves to fussy cut. One of my customers calls it fussy cussing. I guess I have to fussy cuss. I think that's funny. No, I've never had to cuss about fussy cutting, but I guess some people do. And maybe I'm blessed that I still have dexterity in my hands, right? So there we go. I'm going to put the die back on and then I'm going to fussy cut with a joyful heart this ribbon right here. It's going to go around the deer's neck, make it a festive deer, not just a random deer running in the forest. We got to make it Christmas suitable, right? There we go. Okay, is all the ink in the background stressing you out, guys, out there? I don't really like it. I may not do very good with this challenge because it's already bothering me that there's ink on the bottom of my grid paper. Okay, so I'm going to add a little liquid glue to that ribbon, and oh, so cute. I'm going to add this ribbon right here to my deer's neck, right like that. And then this deer is going to get popped up right here on my card front, like it's frolicking in the snow. I'm glad I'm doing all these cards with you because I then have my cards done for Christmas. And you can too, right? Okay, so here's my deer. I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back, pop it up. I don't know who's on Rory duty right now, but I don't know. Can you guys hear her barking in the background? She's been so quiet all morning. And then there we go. So there's my deer. I'm going to adhere this white panel that I've decorated to this real red panel right there. So I'm going to add, what do I want to put this on with? It doesn't matter. Any adhesive would be great. I think I'm going to use just some seal here. There we go. I'm going to add some embellishments, some more of those gems that I just used. I have them here, and I keep thinking I have one open, and then I can't. Okay, I'm just going to open a new one. It's not worth it to be hunting for it. It's a waste of my time and your time. Okay, so here we go. And I just put a few kind of floating in the background to look like snow. Here's one. Here's another one. Here's another one right there. Super cute. Okay. It's going to be so fun. Hi, Laura Kemp. Hi, Dana. I'm glad you're here with me today. Okay, so this is how it opens, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to adhere this deer right here to the front of the card, but I only want it to attach to this left front panel. I just want it to attach right there, or else I won't be able to open the card if it's attached. See, can't open it. Okay, so I'm going to add some liquid glue right in this area right here. Okay. Be mindful of about the size of your card front here. And then that's going to give us the wiggle room we need to kind of center this here. The plaid helps with the lines to kind of get it centered straight, so that's a good deal. Okay, there we go. Press that down for just a second. Boop, boop. And we are done with our double gatefold card. Look at this. Woo. Christmas is better together. Merry Christmas. And then they can set it right up on their desk. And when people come into their office or on their mantle, they can say, "My dear friend, the stamper, made this card for me." Isn't it awesome? And they can show it off for you. Now, if you wanted to, you could also add a white panel to the back here and do some more writing on the back. I have one friend, Imelda, that's like, the less room to write, the better. So I don't know how you guys feel about that. But okay, I'm going to lay out all my cards here. This is my last card that I just did. The double gatefold card. This is the peeking through the forest deer card. How cute is that one? Let me go out a little bit here. There we go. And then my first card was the holly and the berries Merry Christmas card here. So if you would like a kit to make this many cards, sent to you in the mail. You just need to place an order of $35 or more in my online store, and I will get that kit sent in the mail. I am not allowed to stamp things for you, and so you're going to need the stamp set and the dies in order to create these cards the way I've created them. Okay, so I'm going to come back to my face here. Thank you all so much for joining me today. As you know, I say it every week and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. I'm humbled and blessed to have you guys join me lunchtime on Mondays and be a part of my life here on the Tuttle Up Stamping Facebook page. If I can help you in any way, if I can help you placing an order, if I can help you with understanding what it means to be on a team or how to use a host code, I would be so happy to help you with that. Trust me, I take lots of emails and lots of text messages, and I help people out every day, which is such a joy. So God bless. Let me know what you thought of these cards. I think they're pretty awesome, and I will see you back here on at least, I know I'm going to be here on Thursday because I have another breast cancer story to share with you, and maybe again before next Monday. So keep watching. I'll be here. God bless everybody, and I hope you enjoyed the Reindeer Days online class to go. Bye-bye.